Alright, so what we're doing is we're using Capture One on site for the first time today. I've seen the differences between Capture One and Lightroom, but I never really was like, hey, let me use it. But I did the 30-day free trial, and I think it's better. So today I'm gonna use that boy tethering, because Lightroom sucks at tethering, hands down. Lightroom sucks at tethering. Alright, so we're at Shine Black's new location. Uh, let's take a quick look. To be honest, the only problem I've really ever had with Lightroom is its ability to tether. Like, you would think if I plug it in, click tether, that it would, recognize the camera and come up, but that doesn't happen. Now, let's revert back to what I just said. I said that I hadn't had any problem with Lightroom. That's because I had never tried Capture One. For some reason, initially, the colors that come out of Capture One just look better than they look in Lightroom. Like, the picture looks better, the raw processing looks better. And I don't know why that should be a thing, but it is. All right, so we gotta have a little talk, and we gotta talk about, like, especially a few nuanced differences of why Capture One and Lightroom are different, and I'll explain some of the similarities. Of course, there's stuff that are similar in editing softwares, but a few of the differences between them, and let me list them off for you real quick. Number one, the interfaces have different looks to them, and different ways of use. I feel like Lightroom is the more easier, user-friendly way. Just based off what I've been doing with Capture One, there are a lot more features. I like that. It's more customizable, and it also allows, when you're moving sliders, it's not like a immersive change. The things move subtly, more how a professional would like for things to move versus drastic changes. So I do like that. Another thing is the raw processing. Hands down, Capture One has a better raw processing. I haven't met anybody that has used both and doesn't think so. And I actually put them side by side and tethered, which I probably shouldn't have done that, because photos were going from Lightroom to Capture One, and tethering worked quicker than it normally does. But all right, that's besides the point. Into the next point is tether shooting. 9 times out of 10, Lightroom doesn't just plug up, you go to tether capture. Actually, it's not even going to tether capture and then it working. You have to go to tether capture and hit start. In Capture One, there's a tethering option. You click tether. As soon as you plug it up, 5 seconds or less, it reads the camera and you can start shooting. You can put your files where you want to. There's a column where you can do all that. So I like that everything is kind of on the screen and ready to go there. And then the color grading options, there are just so many more options. From really, the skin tone option is a really good move, and it allows you kind of to just lock in on the skin tones and then work on other things. So I do like that. I don't think they're too far apart there, because they both got color wheels. You can control the blending, the balance, and all that. Maybe I just need to dive a little deeper into Capture One's process, but I think Lightroom has a very good, in-depth process there. And then let's go into the pricing. Capture One you pay for once. I mean, you can pay for it as they do updates. I'm not too sure about that whole system, but pay for it once, you got it, you use it, you work it. Lightroom is a subscription model, and they continue to come out with great updates, but it's a subscription model, so in the long run you'll pay more. Now let's run that back. If you look at what Lightroom is doing as far as like their masking and their AI tools, I haven't use Capture One enough to know if the capabilities are there, but Lightroom, as far as like, you know, masking your sky and your subject and your backgrounds, all that, yep, it's Lightroom all day. And 9 times out of 10, if you're a photographer and you're retouching, you're going to take that image and put it in Photoshop, and then you're going to do what you want to do with it in there. Just depend on the type of work that you're doing. But for quick run and gun stuff, today's shoot, I typically get those back to her within 24 hours, and nothing goes into Photoshop. And so I'm trying to see if I'm going to use Capture One more often for that, just because it connects and works better for tether shooting, and that's what I do with her predominantly. And some other works I do tether, and I don't want to fight with Lightroom and they're looking and waiting on me to get stuff rolling. No, that's a lack of professionalism at that point. But Capture One is pretty good. Capture One is pretty good. Those are my 5 things for my notes. I'll go deeper as I learn more about Capture One. I'll make some videos about just little things that I learned. But I think I'll probably start using Capture One a little bit more, just because the pictures look better. Like, the images just look better in the system. Lightroom. Figure that out. You definitely have market share. Figure out how to make your pictures look good through the raw processing. You got the money. You get it from me every month. You get it from a lot of people money. Okay. Other than that, Capture One, Lightroom, they're both great tools. It's not the tool. It's clearly, I don't know what it is. It's not the tool. It's the craftsman. If you know how to work the machine and you know how to get what you need to get out of it, that's what it's about. So these are just the tools. Make sure you click the bell, hit the subscribe, hit the notification. I'm gonna keep dropping the videos on you just like that. Guess what? It's the philosophy for me, man.